Chosen one. You are not here by accident. Heaven has aligned this very moment with precision, drawing you into a divine appointment you could not have missed. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural financial breakthrough, an anointed crossing where what was withheld is about to be released. The wealth that belongs to you in the Spirit is shifting into your hands. Even now, the atmosphere around you is stirring because God is unveiling what was hidden and unlocking what has been delayed. As it is written, the blessing of the Lord makes rich. Today, chosen one, that blessing is finding you. Chosen one, there are moments in life when the atmosphere around you shifts before you even understand why, when the room grows quiet, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is happening beneath the surface. This is one of those moments. And if you feel something stirring inside your spirit right now, it is because heaven has intentionally aligned your steps with this message. You are not here by mistake. You are here because destiny has reached out and tapped you on the shoulder, urging you to pay attention. For too long you have sensed the silent stares, the sudden pauses in conversation, the unspoken tension that seems to follow your presence, and you questioned whether it was real. But anointed one, that was no illusion. That was confirmation. Something in you has always been seen before you could fully see it in yourself. People have been observing you, measuring you, reacting to you without saying a word. Not because you asked for their attention, but because your light demanded it. And while you were simply trying to live, to heal, to grow, they were trying to interpret the glow you didn't realize was already radiating from within you. I know what that feels like, moving through the world with a sense that eyes linger a little too long, that whispers fade too quickly when you enter the room, that people respond to your presence with emotions they themselves cannot explain. I lived many years thinking I was imagining it, questioning whether I was giving too much meaning to ordinary moments. But eventually, God revealed to me that nothing about my experience had been ordinary. And nothing about yours is either. Chosen one. The reason the atmosphere shifts when you walk in is because you are spiritually charged. You carry a frequency that cannot be ignored. You carry divine assignment, divine memory, divine weight. And this weight has pressed into the spirits of others long before you ever realize the magnitude of what you carry. Behind closed doors, your presence has been discussed, dissected, and even admired in ways you were never meant to hear. But heaven heard it. Heaven saw every moment your name was dropped into conversations you didn't belong in. Heaven saw every time someone held your picture, your words, your story, trying to understand the mystery that God wrapped you in. Heaven saw every reaction, the awe, the envy, the intimidation, the silent reverence. And heaven is revealing it now, not to alarm you, but to awaken you. You see, what you have felt is not paranoia, it is discernment. What you interpreted as heaviness was actually spiritual recognition happening in real time. The truth is, there are people who have been drawn to your light without fully understanding why. Some admired you, some feared you, some desired to learn from you, and some simply could not look away. But all of it, every glance, every whisper, every strange moment of tension has been a sign that heaven placed something on you long before you ever recognized it. I know this feeling intimately. I remember seasons when even my silence seemed to unsettle others, when my presence seemed to confront something inside people without me ever opening my mouth. And I remember thinking, why does my existence create such reaction? Why do people respond to me before I even speak? It took time, prayer, and a lot of wrestling with God before I understood the truth. When you are chosen, your life is prophetic, even when your words are not. You don't have to try to shine. You don't have to force impact. You don't have to prove anything. Your very being speaks. Your energy announces you before you arrive. Your light exposes what people try to hide. And your spirit evokes responses from people who didn't intend to respond. Some people see your strength and it inspires them. Others see it and it unsettles them. But all of them see something. All of them feel something. And that something is your divine imprint, the mark of purpose that rests on you like oil on the forehead of a prophet. This is why you cannot hide, even when you try. This is why blending in has never worked for you. This is why you have always felt slightly out of place, slightly too bright, slightly too intense for certain atmospheres. It is because you were designed to carry revelation not just with your words, but with your presence. And now heaven is lifting the veil. Heaven is showing you what was happening behind the scenes, not to frighten you, but to position you. You are being prepared for a divine transfer, a spiritual elevation, a supernatural promotion that requires you to understand the weight of your own identity. Chosen one. Your light has been speaking long before you found your voice. And now heaven is calling you to see what has been seen in you all along. Chosen one. Now that the veil has begun to lift, you must understand something essential. What you carry is not only seen, it is felt. Your spirit arrives before your words do. Your presence speaks in languages the natural world cannot interpret, but the spiritual world understands perfectly. This is why people react to you without knowing why. This is why some keep their distance while others hover too close. This is why those who barely know you sense something sacred, something set apart, something that threatens their comfort or awakens their longing. You walk with a spiritual frequency that not everyone can identify, but everyone can feel. And anointed one. I want you to hear this with your full heart. Your presence shifts atmospheres. I have lived through this myself, seasons where I entered a room and suddenly conversations died out, laughter softened, faces changed, and people looked at me as though I had interrupted a script they were not prepared to rewrite. I used to shrink back, thinking I was too much, too intense, too different. But the truth was far more profound. I carried weight. The weight of calling, the weight of destiny, the weight of being chosen, and you do too. When you walk into a space, your spirit begins to stir what has been dormant. The light within you exposes what others prefer to keep hidden, not because you are judging them, but because they feel seen in your presence. And to feel seen in a spiritual sense is both healing and confronting. Some people are drawn to it because it awakens their higher self. Others resist it because it exposes their shadows. But none can remain neutral, not around you. Chosen. One, people have been studying you because they sense there is something they must understand about you. You are a living prophecy. There is something about your life that whispers of destiny, something in your eyes that speaks of battles survived and victories yet to come. This is why they watch you so closely. This is why their reactions are rarely casual. They can sense what's on you, even if they cannot articulate it. And here is the truth. Heaven wants you to grasp the one watching you the closest. Isn't your enemy, it's someone who has felt something they cannot deny. They recognized your anointing before you recognized it in yourself. They felt the weight of who you are, even when you were questioning it. They saw the light in you at moments you felt dim. And though their intentions have not always been clear, their eyes have been fixed on you because your spirit has been calling theirs to attention. I remember a time when someone I trusted began reacting to me in strange ways, pulling closer, then withdrawing, seeking insight, then hiding their own truth, lingering in conversations that seemed incomplete, observing me with a seriousness that felt heavy. I didn't understand it then, but I know now they were grappling with the gravity of my calling. They could feel the shift before I saw it. They sensed the divine pull before I identified it. And you, chosen one, are walking through something similar. People around you are feeling something they cannot name. Something about you is awakening things in them that they thought were buried. You remind them of who they could be. You force them to see parts of themselves they have been avoiding. Your resilience exposes their excuses. Your strength highlights their stagnation. Your spiritual clarity reveals their confusion. Not because you try to do any of this, but because the hand of God is upon you. This is why some admire you from afar, but cannot bring themselves to come close. It's why others appear cold, distant, or defensive, when in truth they are intimidated. It's why those who once spoke freely around you now choose their words carefully. You are not the one changing, they are. Your elevation is forcing their recalibration. And here is the deeper truth. Your purpose is pulling you into a season of divine promotion. You are standing at the doorway of a supernatural shift, financially, spiritually, relationally, and mentally. The eyes on you are a sign that heaven has already begun to position you. People do not watch those who pose no impact. They watch those who are rising. Chosen one. What you feel is not pressure, it is prophecy. The tension you sense is the stirring of the next level. The unusual attention, the unexplained reactions, the whispers you cannot quite trace, all of this is evidence that heaven is aligning your life for something greater than you have imagined. You are being prepared to step into a divine transfer, a shift where what was once delayed becomes delivered, where what was held back becomes released, and where what belonged to you in the spirit realm finally manifests in the natural. So do not fear the eyes on you. Let them watch. Let them witness what God is doing. For soon, the elevation that is coming upon your life will make sense of everything, every whisper, every stare, every reaction, every silence. Chosen one, you are being positioned for something extraordinary. And heaven is making sure that the world sees it happen. Chosen one, as we move deeper into this revelation, you must understand that what is unfolding around you is not random. It is spiritual architecture. Heaven has been constructing something behind the scenes, aligning moments, conversations, and encounters in ways that may have felt confusing at the time. But now the pattern is becoming clear. The attention on your life, the shifts in the atmosphere, the subtle tensions, all of it is evidence that you are stepping into a divine unveiling. Something long hidden is rising to the surface, and heaven is preparing you to receive the truth without fear. Anointed one, let me speak to the weight you have been carrying. For months, maybe even years, you have felt a pressure in your spirit that you could not explain. A heaviness that didn't match your circumstances. A sense that something was watching, shifting, breaking, or awakening in the unseen. You brushed it off some days, prayed through it on others, but it never fully left. That pressure was not anxiety. It was spiritual revelation pressing against time, waiting for the moment heaven would release it. And now, that moment is here. There is someone familiar who has carried your image, your words, your essence into places you have never stepped into yourself. They studied you because something about you stirred them at a level they could not ignore. They watched you because your light revealed things inside them they didn't know how to confront. They held your presence in their thoughts, the way one holds a secret they are not yet ready to speak aloud. And the more heaven elevated your spirit, the heavier that unspoken truths became for them. I have lived through this kind of moment myself, when the truth that someone else had been carrying silently began to press against the edges of their composure. I remember the strange glances, the soft pauses, the weight in the air that signaled something important was nearing the surface. You can feel it before it happens, not because you're suspicious, but because your spirit is connected to divine timing. Chosen. One, that same atmosphere is surrounding you now. A confession is rising, a truth is trembling at the edge of someone's tongue, and when it finally breaks through, your understanding of your path will shift forever. But hear this clearly, this revelation is not meant to harm you. Heaven is not exposing to embarrass, heaven is exposing to free. The truth coming your way is not a weapon, it is a key. It will unlock clarity where confusion lived. It will bring peace where tension sat. It will close chapters that were left open and illuminate rooms that were left dim. It will allow you to see who is aligned with your destiny and who was simply standing nearby. And most importantly, it will confirm what your spirit has been whispering all along. You are significant in the spiritual realm, far more than you realized. Chosen. One, people do not study the insignificant. They study those who radiate something uncommon. They study those whose presence makes them question their own limitations. They study those who carry divine evidence, the subtle, unexplainable aura of someone marked by God. And that is you. Your life has been echoing in the spirit realm. Your resilience, your purity, your endurance, your obedience. These qualities have been speaking louder than your words ever could. This is why your presence has never blended in. This is why you have walked in rooms and felt eyes shift toward you. This is why people who do not even know you feel something when you enter their space. The anointing on your life announces itself. It cannot be muted. It cannot be disguised. It cannot be diluted. You carry the fragrance of divine purpose, and those who are spiritually sensitive can smell it even when you say nothing. And what heaven is doing right now is positioning you for a supernatural promotion. You are entering a season where the hidden becomes visible, where the watchers become the confessors, and where the atmosphere finally reflects what heaven has been saying about you all along. You are stepping into a time when the truth aligns with your spirit, when doors open without effort, and when favor finds you without searching. Anointed one. This next part may be difficult to hear, but it is necessary. Not everyone who watched you did so with pure intentions. Some watched to compare, some watched to compete, some watched out of envy wrapped in admiration. But one among them, the one heaven is about to reveal, did not watch out of malice. They watched out of recognition. They saw something divine in you, something sacred, something set apart, and it stirred something in them they could not suppress. Their confession will not break you. It will free you. It will not damage your future. It will confirm it. It will not derail your destiny. It will clarify it. The truth that is coming is not a burden, it is alignment. Chosen one. Heaven is not revealing this to overwhelm you. Heaven is revealing this because your next level requires full spiritual awareness. You cannot walk blindly into the season God is preparing. You must walk with clarity, discernment, and divine confidence. And this truth, the one rising toward you right now, is the final piece you need before elevation begins. Chosen one, brace yourself. What is coming is revelation, and revelation always precedes promotion. Chosen one. Now that the weight of revelation is settling around you, you must prepare your spirit for what comes next. Not everyone who has watched you has done so from a distance. There is one in particular, someone familiar, someone whose presence once felt ordinary, who has been carrying your image in ways you never imagined. Their silence has not been emptiness, but tension. Their distance was not rejection, but restraint. They have been wrestling with the truth of who you are, a truth they sensed long before you sensed it in yourself. Anointed One, Heaven is showing you this because your discernment is maturing. There is a difference between suspicion and revelation. Suspicion comes from fear. Revelation comes from alignment. And what you are feeling now is divine alignment, a spiritual unveiling, the removal of scales from your inner sight. You have stepped into a season where God will no longer allow you to be unaware of the spiritual activity around your life. You are rising, and with every rise comes increased clarity. There are moments in life when truth presses so strongly against a person's chest that it becomes impossible to contain. You are approaching such a moment with someone close to you. They have been carrying feelings, thoughts, impressions, and revelations about you that they have been too afraid to voice. It has unsettled them. It has awakened things in them. It has challenged their identity, their confidence, their assumptions about themselves. And all of it has been because of what God placed within you. I know this experience personally. There was a time when someone I trusted walked beside me with an intensity I couldn't explain. They never said the words, but their eyes spoke. They never admitted their thoughts, but their energy revealed them. And when the truth finally surfaced, I realized that the silence had been less about deceit and more about awe. They did not know how to approach someone who carried so much spiritual weight. They feared misunderstanding the magnitude of what they felt. That same dynamic surrounds you now. Chosen One. This person has been trying to understand your presence, the way one studies a prophecy carefully, with reverence, with caution, and with an unspoken pull they could not ignore. When they showed your image to others, it was not mockery. It was a search for confirmation. They needed to know whether the divine stirring in their spirit was real. And the three voices that responded, awe, intimidation, and revelation, only intensified the feeling they had been wrestling with all along. You are not ordinary. Let that truth sink into your bones. You are not ordinary. Your spirit has been marked, your journey engineered, your steps ordered. Even those who do not understand spiritual things can sense that there is something supernatural about you. That supernatural imprint is what has caused this person to hold on to your image, your words, your presence with trembling hands. Not because of obsession, but because of recognition. They recognized your calling before you recognized it fully yourself. And now, the pressure inside them is rising. Their confession, whatever form it takes, is approaching. It may not be romantic, though for some of you it will be. It may not be emotional, though there is emotion in it. For many of you, it will be spiritual, a revelation they have carried, a truth they were afraid to speak because of how sacred it felt. Their words will not simply explain their behavior. Their words will reveal what heaven has been orchestrating. Anointed One. This is why God has been allowing the tension to build. This is why you have felt watched, studied, weighed. You are a mirror. You reflect truth back into the hearts of those around you. And for the one who has been watching the closest, that reflection has become too powerful to ignore. But hear this clearly, their confession is not your validation. It is confirmation. You do not rise because someone recognizes you. You rise because heaven anointed you. God is revealing this person not so you can depend on them, but so you can see how deeply heaven has woven purpose into your relationships. Some people were placed in your life not to accompany your destiny, but to witness it. Some were assigned not to walk beside you forever, but to awaken awareness within you. Chosen one, you are entering a transformative moment. The spiritual climate around you is changing. The unseen is stepping into the scene. What has been whispered behind your back will be spoken before your face. And none of it will be to hurt you. It will be to establish you, to lift you, to awaken you, to position you. You have felt the build-up. You have sensed the shift. You have recognized the weight. And now heaven is saying, prepare yourself. The truth is coming. And with it comes elevation. Chosen one. What happens next will redefine how you see your relationships, your calling, and yourself. Chosen one, as we step into this next revelation, you must brace your spirit, for what is unfolding is not merely human emotion, it is divine orchestration. Heaven has been arranging a moment of unveiling, a moment where what has been hidden in shadowed silence finally steps into the light. And the one who has carried your image, your presence, your spirit so heavily is nearing the point where silence can no longer hold what truth demands to speak. Anointed one, there is a spiritual law, subtle but undeniable. What is carried long enough must eventually surface. This person has been carrying you in ways that shook their own spirit. They tried to dismiss it. They tried to distract themselves. They tried to act normal around you. But divine recognition cannot be buried. They sensed your calling before you publicly walked in it. They discerned the weight of your destiny before you claimed it. And though they did not understand why something inside them whispered every time your name entered their thoughts, pay attention. There is a reason heaven is highlighting this now. The confession rising toward you is not random. It is not emotional chaos. It is timing, divine timing. And divine timing always reveals what human timing conceals. Chosen one, let me speak plainly. They did not watch you because they were curious. They watched you because your presence awakened something dormant inside them, something that made them rethink their own identity, their own wounds, their own fears, their own longing. You became a mirror not of their flaws but of their potential, and not everyone knows how to face their potential without trembling. Many hide from it, many run from it. But this person, they studied it. They studied you, not out of manipulation but out of reverence. They held themselves back from expressing what they saw because your presence felt sacred, too sacred to mishandle. They felt unworthy. They felt unprepared. They felt overwhelmed by the magnitude of what you carried. And so they chose silence, not because they didn't feel deeply, but because they felt too deeply. And yet the silence has cracked. Heaven has been pressing on their spirit, applying pressure the way a river presses against a dam. The truth inside them has been swelling with intensity. It cannot stay inside them forever, and when it comes forth, it will not be partial. It will not be hidden. It will not be half-spoken. It will be complete. I have lived this kind of moment before, when someone finally voiced the truth they had been holding in their spirit about me. At first, it startled me. The honesty, the vulnerability, the depth. But then I realized something profound. When heaven pushes a confession into the open, the confession is not meant to inflame emotion. It is meant to release destiny. It is meant to align paths, clarify intentions, or separate what was never meant to remain connected. And the same is true for you, chosen one. The confession coming your way is not happening to you. It is happening for you. It is heaven's way of clearing the path beneath your feet. For some of you, this confession will reveal hidden admiration that was never tainted by envy. For others, it will uncover confusion that was disguised as distance. And for a small number of you, it will expose a longing that was kept tucked behind polite smiles. But regardless of the form it takes, it will shake the ground of your understanding, not to destabilize you, but to anchor you. You will finally see the truth behind the tension, the meaning behind the silence, the purpose behind every strange interaction. God is revealing this because clarity is necessary for elevation. You cannot ascend with blurred vision. Chosen one, I need you to understand something deeper still. When you carry divine purpose, your life becomes a catalyst for other people's awakening. Your existence ignites realizations in others. Your presence awakens dormant potential. Your energy confronts spiritual stagnation. Your anointing stirs questions, dreams, fears, hopes, and revelations in the hearts of those around you. And this person, the one whose confession approaches, has been living in the tension of being awakened by your presence. You triggered something divine in them, something they tried to ignore, but heaven refused to let them bury. This is why God is allowing their truth to surface now. You are entering a season where your relationships must align with your calling, where truth must replace confusion, where revelation must silence speculation. Heaven is setting your circle in divine order. Some people will be removed, some will be repositioned, some will be revealed. And the one who has been silently watching you, will speak. Do not fear their words. Do not overthink their motives. Do not brace for betrayal. Instead, brace for alignment. This confession will not harm your destiny. It will clarify it. Chosen one, you are walking into a moment heaven wrote long before either of you knew it was coming. The truth is rising, and with it, a new chapter begins. Chosen one, as you step deeper into this sacred moment, you must understand the spiritual season you are entering. This is not a season of guessing or confusion. This is a season of unveiling where heaven is pulling back the curtain to show you what has been moving around your life. What is surfacing now is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to awaken you. God is revealing what was hidden, not to expose your wounds, but to elevate your discernment. Anointed one, there is a shift happening in your relationships, your atmosphere, and even your inner world. You may have felt it, the sudden heaviness before certain conversations, the strange quietness when you walk into a room, the subtle tension you couldn't explain. These were not coincidences. They were preparations. Heaven has been aligning things with precision, and part of that alignment requires truth to rise, truth spoken through someone who has carried more of you in their spirit than you ever realized. You see, chosen one, when God begins elevating a person, neutrality disappears. Your rise confronts what is stagnant. Your clarity challenges what is confused. Your presence wakes up what has been spiritually asleep. And the ones who have been quietly watching you feel that awakening the most. Their silence hasn't been empty. It has been full of emotion, full of revelation, full of truth they weren't ready to voice. Someone close to you has been wrestling with the weight of who you are. They saw something in you that others missed. They recognized your strength long before you could fully embrace it. They sensed your purpose even when you doubted it. But instead of speaking, they held back, not out of pride, but out of reverence. They didn't know how to approach someone who carries divine oil. They didn't know how to step toward someone God has marked so clearly. I know this feeling intimately. I have been around people who looked at me with a mix of confusion and awe, trying to understand why my presence stirred them. And it took me years to realize, when you are chosen, your presence becomes a mirror. It forces others to confront their truth. It awakens dormant potential. It exposes hidden fears. It stirs what they didn't know how to name. And that stirring is what this person has been experiencing every time they thought of you, saw you, or even heard your name. Chosen one, heaven has been pressing on their spirit. The truth they've held inside admiration, respect, revelation, or even a deep, unspoken longing is becoming too heavy to keep silent. They tried to bury it. They tried to reason it away. They tried to act normal. But revelation does not die when God plants it. And their silence is now reaching the breaking point. They are about to speak, not because they want to, but because heaven is compelling them to. But hear me clearly, their confession is not about validating you. It is about aligning you. God is not bringing this truth into the open to create confusion, but to create clarity. In this next level of your life, you cannot afford blurred spiritual vision. You cannot afford guesses. You cannot afford uncertainty. You need clarity, and heaven is delivering it. Their confession will reveal how deeply your presence affects others. It will show you the weight you carry without trying. It will confirm that your spirit stirs things in people that even they cannot explain. And it will remind you that your calling is not small, your impact is not accidental, and your anointing is not unnoticed. Chosen one. What comes next is not confrontation. It is revelation. Their truth will not break you. It will prepare you. It will not derail your path. It will refine it. You are entering a moment where everything hidden becomes visible, where silence becomes speech, and where spiritual tension becomes understanding. Prepare your heart. Prepare your discernment. What is rising now is the truth heaven has waited for the right moment to reveal. Chosen one. As we enter this next dimension of revelation, you must steady your spirit. What is happening around you is not ordinary movement. It is divine rearrangement. Heaven is positioning every person, every conversation, every hidden intention into perfect alignment with your destiny. You may not fully see it yet, but you can feel it, the shift, the tension, the invisible pull, drawing you into a moment you were born to encounter. And now, heaven is preparing you for the part that many never reach, the unveiling of destiny-level truth. Anointed one. The confession that is rising toward you is more than an emotional outpouring. It is spiritual testimony. Truth that has been held back for too long is gathering weight, gathering momentum, gathering holy pressure behind it. And when it breaks through, it will not come softly. It will arrive with the force of divine timing, a moment that cannot be postponed, cannot be diluted, cannot be ignored. This is why your spirit has been restless. This is why something in you has been anticipating a shift, even though you couldn't explain why. Heaven has been preparing both you and the one who carries this truth. You must understand something profound. Your presence has been rewriting the hearts of people around you. Not because you demanded attention, but because your anointing disrupts complacency. Your existence calls people higher. It pulls their better self to the surface. It exposes the parts of them they have hidden. And for the one who has been silently watching you, this has been both breathtaking and terrifying. They never expected to feel what they felt. They never expected your presence to linger in their thoughts the way it has. They never expected your name to echo in their spirit long after you left the room. They never expected to see something in you that awakened something in them, yet it happened. And once heaven awakens recognition, there is no returning to ignorance. I have walked through moments like this. Moments when someone held the truth of how deeply my presence had impacted them, but they lacked the courage to speak it. They feared their own vulnerability. They feared misinterpreting God. They feared losing control over their emotions, and so they hid behind politeness, distance, or silence. But heaven has a way of pressing truth into the light. You cannot bury what God is trying to reveal, and neither can this person. Chosen one, heaven is about to bring forth clarity, and with it, peace. But before that clarity comes, I need you to understand something vital. Your anointing has been affecting people spiritually, emotionally, and even subconsciously. Some have felt drawn to you without knowing why. Some have felt intimidated because your presence exposes their insecurities. Others have felt inspired because you awaken hope they had buried. You have been stirring the atmosphere without saying a word. This is why God allowed the watchers to watch. This is why He allowed the whispers. This is why He allowed the silent reactions and the careful glances. Heaven was using your presence to perform spiritual diagnostics, revealing hearts, exposing motives, awakening consciences, testing intentions. And one person's spirit has been tested the most. Their confession will reveal the truth they did not want to face. You touch them in a way they cannot forget. Not because of charm, not because of appearance, but because your light collided with something deep in them that needed awakening. Chosen one, they saw your strength and it humbled them. They saw your resilience and it inspired them. They saw your purity and it convicted them. They saw your calling and it frightened them. What they saw in you made them question who they were, who they could be, and who they were pretending to be. That is why they studied you not out of manipulation, but out of awe. They needed to understand the spiritual pull that surrounded you. Their confession will not only expose their heart, it will reveal your impact. It will show you the spiritual influence you carry without trying to carry it. And yet, hear me well, their confession is not your assignment. Their awakening is not your burden. Their realization is not your responsibility. God is not revealing this so you attach yourself to their truth. God is revealing this so you elevate in clarity. Heaven needs you to see what your presence does. Heaven needs you to see what your spirit stirs. Heaven needs you to understand the weight of your calling, because the next level of your journey requires a deeper understanding of your spiritual authority, and nothing reveals that authority like seeing how deeply you affect the people around you. Chosen one, this moment marks the transition between being observed and being elevated. The watchers will no longer watch. Their silence will no longer remain silence. Heaven is breaking the seal, and the truth that emerges will reshape how you see yourself and how you navigate your relationships. Prepare yourself, prepare your posture, prepare your heart. The confession is coming, and when it arrives, it will not diminish you. It will define you. Chosen one, as this word comes to a close, let your spirit rest in the certainty that heaven has moved on your behalf. What has been revealed today was not information, it was impartation. You are stepping out of this moment carrying more clarity, more covering, and more spiritual authority than you had when you arrived. The eyes that once watched you in silence have been exposed, and the truth that hovered in the unseen has begun to unfold. This is your Kairos moment, your divinely appointed time, the threshold of a supernatural transfer already in motion. Anointed one, walk forward with the assurance that nothing spoken against you can stand, and nothing meant for you can be withheld. The God who revealed the watchers is the same God who secures your rise. Remain faithful. Stay aligned. Guard your anointing. What is coming toward your life is not small, it is sacred. Favor is gathering. Breakthrough is forming. Destiny is opening. As you go, may the peace of God steady you, may the wisdom of God guide you, and may the fire of God keep your spirit sharp and your steps ordered. Your path is protected. Your name is covered. Your purpose is unfolding in real time. If this message spoke into your spirit, simply write, "I am ready for my divine appointment" in the comments as a seal over your life. And if you feel led, subscribe and stay connected so you never miss what heaven is releasing next. Until we meet again, chosen one, walk, boldly walk, covered and walk in the light of your calling.